What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'm going to do a Lightroom tutorial on Realistic HDR. You don't want to miss it. Okay, so we're going to do this tutorial today. I like HDR. I don't like it when it's overdone. So we're going to do a Realistic HDR, and I'm going to turn this image into this image. Now, you may notice the name has changed on our channel. We've changed from Clips RS 2015 to Aaron Picks, and so we're actually starting up a website, aaronpicks.com. So hopefully in the future we'll have some interchanging there between the YouTube channel and also the website. We'll have probably some downloads and preset downloads and different things there, and so stay tuned for that. But in the meanwhile, keep watching. We're going to do this tutorial. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so now we're in Lightroom, and so I have the Enhance HDR preset already set over here, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to go, let me get back to the correct screen here. What I like to do is I like to take the contrast down to about 65%. And what I'm going to do is reduce the highlights, and what that's going to do is bring back detail up here in the clouds. Now the shadows, I don't want them opened up all the way. Excuse me, makes it a bit too bright in the shadow area if you open it up all the way. So I like to go about 65 on that. And what I do here is I bring the blacks down until I think it looks good. Begin to see a little bit more crisp detail there when I brought that down. Now, what really brings the HDR look is when you take the clarity and you boost the clarity all the way up, and notice how it clarified all that there and really brought definition there. Now let me take that back to 0. Now I want you just to look here. I'm going to increase it gradually. Now when you do this, it reduces a lot of the color that is there. So what I'm going to do is I like to boost the vibrance, probably not quite that much, maybe about 70. I don't like to go all the way because it just really gets overdone, but about 70 seems to be right. I'm going to slide down here. The sharpening I like. Now if you're shooting raw, your image actually is not rendered sharpened, so you need to add some post sharpening. And what I'm doing here is I'm bringing a masking up. If you hit the Alt key when you're doing the masking, it will show you the dark areas is actually not being masked or excuse me, sharpened, and so you'll see there, and you can adjust that holding down the Alt key, and it will show you exactly where the filter is being used. Noise reduction, don't like to use a lot of that, but I'll bump it up maybe to 10. Just kind of helps if you over sharpen a little bit to tone that down. We'll slide down here to the lens correction, going to enable profile corrections. What that's doing is any distortion that's in your lens, it's going to pull that out. And we'll also check chromatic aberration. Sometimes there'll be some chromatic aberration around the edges that we're taking care of. So I'm going to slide back up here. I'm going to do a few more things. You can check the white balance, auto, just see what it looks like. It looks a bit too brownish to me there, so you could click daylight, and that's a little better, but I'm just going to go back to auto because I think it's the one that's going to work best in this scenario. So what I like to do now is I want to pull the exposure down just a bit. You don't have to do this. This is image to image basis, but it looks like it needs to be pulled down just a bit. So I'm going to go in now to the radial filter. The radial filter, I'm going to go in the center of the image, and if you look down here, you'll see the invert mask. If that is checked, then it will affect what is on the inside. If it is not checked, it will affect what is on the outside. So what I'm going to do is darken the outside just a touch. Going to pull it down not majorly, but what I want to do is draw attention to the center of the image. And so that is done. One other thing that I would like to do, I would like to add a graduated filter. So I'm going to bring that and pull that about halfway down the screen. What I'm going to do is affect the clouds up here in the top. I want to darken them just a bit, and then I want to take the clarity and boost the clarity all the way up, and you'll see the detail returning there in those clouds. One other thing that I want to do for this particular image is I want to bring some blue into the clouds and get a very pretty blue, cool blue up here and more of a warm tone down here, and kind of divide the image up. So now that we've done all that, that is my process for creating an HDR realistic image without actually shooting multiple frames. This is all one frame that is shot. So let's go and look at this split image side by side and see the difference between the raw image we had and then the image that we have just created. And you will see, you can see in the valley there the detail that has been recovered, bringing the highlights down, and you'll see also in through here the detail that has been recovered, bringing the shadows up, and then it's just a lot richer photo. And so now this does not work for every photo that you do. You will find that there are some photos that it does not work for, but in this particular image it works well, and it works well with a lot of landscapes, and not only landscapes but a lot of other photography. So that's my tips on making a realistic HDR without actually going out of Lightroom. Do it all in Lightroom, and so I hope it's helpful. Hope you liked the tutorial today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it helps the channel. So just stay tuned. We'll have some more content coming, hopefully on a regular basis, and have more tutorials, reviews, and who knows what coming in the future. But in the meantime, remember to capture moments that last a lifetime. Thank you.